Hello everybody, welcome to Canvas tutorial. This is our first lecture on KMCQ GOC series. It will be a purely MCQ solving session, and here you will only practice several MCQs and you will learn a lot of new concepts. But now the matter is that I will strongly recommend you to watch my previous lectures on the GOC. I have already uploaded 4 lectures, okay? You can check my playlist, you can get the GOC playlist, and there you will find 4 lectures. After watching that 4 lecture, please come here, then it will be much easier for you to understand these things. Because here, the most of the cases I will apply the old things I have already taught you. And the matter is that if you don't watch those videos, I have already said so many tips or so many interesting things, so many points which are important for your examination purpose there. So you will miss that if you don't watch that. So it's a strong recommendation. Please watch it first, then come to this lecture. Okay. So let's move on to our MCQ solving session. So this is our first question. Now, well, over here what we can see that they are asking what will be the correct order of the pK1 of the dicarboxylic acid. So pK1 means dicarboxylic acid has 2 acidic proton. So the removal of the first proton. So this is the thing what is asking here. And remember that whenever they will ask the acidic strength or pK value is nothing but a parameter of acidic strength. Now whenever they ask like questions like this, then what you will do, you will just write the corresponding conjugate base. Suppose the first one is nothing but your oxalic acid. Okay, this is your oxalic acid. And this is your corresponding conjugate base. This is your conjugate base. Now for 2, it is your malonic acid, CO2 minus, CO2H plus H plus, and for 3, it's your succinic acid, 2 CH2 group over here. So from here what you can write, this is the case. Okay, now the matter is that you have to check the stability of the conjugate base. Higher the stability of the conjugate base, higher will be the acidic strength. Now look at this. This is a negative part, and over here a CO2H group is minus I group. And now for the first case, this minus I group and that CO2 minus, the distance between them is lesser or the least distance. Okay. Now for the first case, you can see that CO2H is in the highest proximity towards the CO2 minus, and inductive effect is distance dependent. I have already said. So what you can say, closer the I group is, higher will be the minus I effect. The stability of the conjugate base will be higher. So this is first case. For the second case, it is away. It is separated by 1 CH2 group, and for the third case, it is separated by 2 CH2 group. So the minus I effect keeps on decreasing from 1 to 2 to 3. Clear? So what is happening? So the conjugate base strength is highest for 1, then 2, then 3. CO2 minus is electron rich species, so something which is dragging electron density from there, some electron withdrawing group, that means the minus I group will stabilize the system. Clear? So this is happening in this case. So conjugate base strength is 1 greater than 2 greater than 3. So acidic strength, what will be the order of acidic strength? This will be something like this, same order. And remember, whatever the acidic strength is, it is just inversely proportional to the pKa. So what will be the order of pKa? pKa order will be just reverse. That means 1 lesser than 2 lesser than 3. So now if you check the options, you can easily find it out that option number B is your right answer. Okay. Okay. Now moving on to our next question. Here what you can see that I have already given you this example. Okay. I have already given you these examples, these first 3 examples. And the same thing I had discussed that lesser the ring size, greater will be the electronegativity of that orbital which contains a lone pair. So automatically donor ability decreases and basicity decreases. This thing I have already discussed in my previous lectures on GOC. You will watch that, then it's the complete explanation I have given with diagram also. So that will be much easier for you to understand. Okay. So this is the order of the donor ability of 3, 2 and 1. But for the fourth, that is the 6-membered ring, the thing is slightly different. That means here what you can see, it has a chair-like structure. It has a chair-like structure. I will discuss this structure in the stereochemistry part when you will get the videos on the stereochemistry lectures. Then you will find that what are the configurations of cyclohexane, chair, half chair, boat, whatever. So then I will discuss. For the time being, you should understand that. So for the time being, you should focus on this structure. So what happens? This has a tendency to get a inversion. Okay, inversion. So as a result of that, what you can see that due to that kind of inversion taking place, so this lone pair availability decreases. Okay. So lone pair availability decreases means basicity decreases. So it will be lesser basic than your 5-membered analog. So this will be the basic strength. 1 lesser than 2 lesser than 3 and 3 is greater than 4. So your option number C will be your right answer. Okay, let's move on to our next question. It's a question of inductive effect. If you read the question carefully, that which one is the most stable alkoxide. This is your plus I group. Alkyl group is plus I group. Here one fluorine is there. Fluorine will exert minus I effect. Here one fluorine and one chlorine is present. So they will also induce minus I effect. And here there are 2 fluorine atoms. So these all things will exert minus I effect. Now the case is that where the minus I effect is more strong. The matter is that you need to follow one simple formula or simple rule that I say it is a DNP rule. It's just a short form of distance, number and power. This is a simple sequence to check what will be the order of the minus I effect and how it will be applicable in some molecules. So what you need to do, you need to check it sequentially. Suppose in case of option number B, this O negative, okay, in case of option number B, this O negative is attached to this carbon. This can be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here at second position there is a chlorine, at third position there is a fluorine. Okay. So in case of C, you can think that 1, 2, 3, 4. In first position there is 1 fluorine. And in case of the option number D, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. In 3 position there is 2 fluorine. Okay. In 3 position there is 2 fluorine. Now what you need to check, where the minus I group is in the closest proximity. So number 1 point is a distance. So what you can say for option number C, fluorine is present in this carbon atom, which is the is present in the closest position with respect to O minus. So it will exert greatest minus I effect. Okay. So this will exert highest minus I effect, and that is why this will stabilize the alkoxide ion and this will be the most stable alkoxide ion. So this will be your answer. This is your most stable. Now remember that for option number D, there are 2 fluorine atoms, but their distance is greater from this O minus. So you need to follow this sequence. First you check distance, then you check number, and if these two are same, that means they are present in same distance and same number is present, then check for that what will be the order of the minus I group. That means what will be the power. So suppose fluoride is greater electronegative than the chlorine. So the power of minus I effect exerted by fluorine will be greater. So that is what you will check, and I will solve different MCQs in my upcoming lectures, and I will apply this rule there. So that will be much helpful for you to understand how to apply these things in questions. Okay, let's move on to our next question. What it says that what will be the basic strength? That means they are simply asking the basicity. Now what you can think that over here, which one is the donor center you need to identify. Here a lone pair is present and that is donated to here. It has a lone pair, and apart from that, this lone pair of nitrogen, this nitrogen is taking part in a resonance and it is donated to that center. So over here what you can say that this nitrogen center is your donor center. The same thing will happen for the case of your this compound B. So there also this kind of resonating structure you can think, and as a result of that, what I say that this is your donor center. And for the third case, similar kind of thing is happening, but difference is that now there are donation from both the side. So the lone pair of this nitrogen as well as this nitrogen will take part in resonance. So now the donor center is this one. So from here what you can think that suppose over here this nitrogen has a lone pair, then and I can think that that lone pair density is, suppose it is 100 unit of lone pair density. It's just a hypothetical unit. So why I am discussing that? Because it will be much easier for you to understand or to comprehend this kind of questions. So what you can see that 100 is the unit of lone pair and the complete donation is occurring here. That means this lone pair is completely involved in this kind of resonance over here. So what you can say that if I change the color, what you can say for this one, this nitrogen center, it is getting 100 unit of lone pair from 100 unit of lone pair electron from this nitrogen. Okay, because it is completely donated to here, not donated actually, completely taking part in resonance. So that is why it can acquire the 100% of that electron density. For the second case, there's an alternative for this lone pair. This lone pair can go here and can take part in resonance over this double bond present in this ring. So what you can think that if 100 is the total unit of that lone pair, among them 50 goes here and 50 goes here. So there is a 50% probability that it goes to that nitrogen center, that is the donor center. So now this donor center is getting 50 unit of lone pair density. So it's nothing but a hypothetical unit, but this is very helpful to answer this kind of question. And for the third case, that means the option compound number C, there is no double bond over here. So 100 unit of lone pair from this nitrogen and 100 unit of lone pair from this nitrogen. Both of them are donated to this donor center. So this donor center now is having 200 unit of lone pairs via resonance. So higher the electron density over the donor center, higher will be the donor ability and thereby higher will be the basic strength. So from this concept, what I can say that the basic strength of C is greater. So basic strength of C is greater than your A, then B. So this is the order. So CAB. So option number C is right. Okay. Now the next one is what will be the correct order of the reactivity towards nucleophile. Now let's check the structure of them. If I draw the structure of them, then you will easily understand what is actually happening. This is PHCHO, PHCOCH3, PHCO with L, that means it's a ester one. Now what is happening actually, the nucleophile is attacking at that carbon center. You know that I have already said that this kind of C double bond O makes this carbon atom to some extent delta positive. Why? Because you know that oxygen is more electronegative, so it will be delta negative and it will be delta positive. Over here this carbon center is electrophilic and it is susceptible for your nucleophilic attack. Now matter is that more the electrophilicity of the carbon atom, more will be the reactivity towards nucleophile. That means nucleophile will try to attack there. So what you need to check the electrophilicity of that carbon. In case of this one, this CH3 molecule exert plus I effect. So this will exert plus I effect as well as plus H effect. So these are operating over here. For the third case, this lone pair of oxygen is donated over here. So it is exerting, this ethoxide group is exerting plus R effect. Here only hydrogen is present, so no such kind of effect is observing. So what you can say that the priority order is R greater than H greater than I. That means resonance is the most prior effect for any molecule. So if plus R group is present here, that means it will decrease the electrophilicity for the A star in such a way that it will be least reactive towards nucleophile. Now the electrophilicity will decrease in case of the second molecule, that means it is nothing but your acetophenone molecule. So here also the electrophilicity will decrease, but it's not as much as the third one, because in the third one plus R effect is operating, resonance effect is operating, but in the second one there is hyperconjugation and inductive effect, which is weaker than resonance. So from this concept what you can see that the reactivity order will be something like that. This PHCHO will be most reactive. So PHCHO, then there will be acetone, that means acetophenone. So benzaldehyde, acetophenone, then this ester. So option number C is your right answer. This will be the order of the reactivity towards nucleophile. Okay, now move on to our next question, that which will be a stronger nucleophile. Now remember one thing, that whenever you will discuss the which one is a stronger nucleophile, which one is the weaker nucleophile, then you are actually discussing about the nucleophilicity. And this nucleophilicity depends upon the size or the polarizability. This is the first factor, polarizability. Okay, this is the first factor. That means suppose I minus, Br minus, Cl minus and F minus is present. From here you can say that this I minus is of greater size, so automatically it is more polarizable. So this is the order of nucleophilicity. Suppose you are discussing about SH minus and OH minus. Over here, this is the order of nucleophilicity. Now the matter is that apart from the size, there is another factor that is called the steric factor. So it is also actually what will be happen? It will be inversely proportional to the steric bulkiness. So if steric bulkiness of any nucleophile increases, automatically nucleophilicity will decrease. For this question, we will apply the steric effect. First option, this is the nucleophile. In the second option, if I draw these things, you can easily identify what will be the option. This is your nucleophile. For the third option, there is one methyl group, one more methyl group, and for the fourth option, all are methyl group. So look at this, here all are methyl groups, so it is the most sterically bulk, so it will have least nucleophilicity. So highest nucleophilicity is observed in case of CH3 minus. Okay, this has the highest nucleophilicity. So stronger nucleophile will be your this one, option number A. This is your stronger nucleophile. Okay. Now moving on to our next question. This is extremely important concept. Here a new thing you are going to learn, that is your alpha effect. Here I am going to discuss about the alpha effect. Alpha effect says that nucleophilicity of donor center increases if there is any heteroatom having lone pair present at alpha position with respect to donor center. Now what it says actually, if you take a look at the first set, that means the set number A, this is the NH3 molecule. Okay, this is the NH3 molecule, and this is your NH2OH molecule. Over here the donor center is nitrogen, the lone pair of this is donated, so this is your nucleophilic center. Now matter is that for this case there is no such substituent, but for this one NH2OH there is oxygen which has also lone pair. It is due to the lesser electronegativity of the nitrogen it is being donated. But the matter is that oxygen has lone pair and it is present adjacent to it, that means it is present in the alpha position. So in presence of that oxygen, that means a lone pair containing atom at the alpha position will increase the nucleophilicity. So automatically the nucleophilicity of this will be greater than this. The same thing happens in this case. In the second option, what you can say, there it has a lone pair, it is donated, and there's a lone pair containing heteroatom. So due to alpha effect, this will be the nucleophilicity. For this case, what you can see that this is your oxide and it is your peroxide. So hydroxide has something like this, hydroxide, and peroxide means there is OH. So at alpha position there is one atom containing the lone pair. So this will be the nucleophilicity. So nucleophilicity of OOH minus will be greater than OH minus. So what is the question? The nucleophilicity of first one is greater in which cases? So set number B and set number C, in both the cases you can see that nucleophilicity of the first atom or first species is greater than the second one. So your correct option will be option number D. It is extremely important concept. Now moving on to this question, that which carbon ion has highest stability? If you draw the carbon ions, then you can easily identify. So this is your first one, CMe3 minus. Okay. Second option is CH3 minus. Third option is CH2PH. Now I am writing PH in this way. And the fourth option is CH2Me. Me minus. Now from here what you can say? You can say that these methyl groups are your plus I and plus H effect. It is exerting plus I and plus H effect. So this is nothing but an electron pushing effect. So it will destabilize the carbon ion. So over here one such kind of effect, such kind of group is present. This is plus I and plus H effect is operating. Here three such groups are present. Now for the third case, what you can see that this negative charge is resonance stabilized. This phenyl ring is nothing but stabilizing the negative charge with the help of the resonance. So this phenyl ring is nothing but dragging electron density towards itself. So it is nothing but stabilizing the anion. Okay, so the highest stability will be observed in case of this kind of system, that means option number C, and this position is called the benzylic position. And this benzylic position is very interesting. It can stabilize both positive and negative charge. The negative charge stabilized in this way, and suppose there is a positive charge over here, so that will be also stabilized by this kind of resonance. The opposite effect will occur, but resonance is operating here also, and there also the stabilization will occur. So benzylic position is stabilizing positive as well as negative charge. Now moving on to this question, what will be the basic strength? Now identify which one will be the donor center. Look at this. This nitrogen has a lone pair, oxygen has a lone pair. Obviously nitrogen will donate electron because it has lesser electronegativity. So in this case the only center is nitrogen, and here also nitrogen is donating electron density. So this is a basic strength. This is a donor center. Now which effect is operating? Now there is no question of pi bond, so only focus on the inductive effect. Now oxygen is more electronegative. Okay, so but it is present, it is a minus I group, but it is present far away. But here the bromine, being a minus I group, it is present very close to the nitrogen. So what you can see that applying the DNP rule, the distance comes first. So which one present in the closest proximity, so that will exert greatest minus I effect. So it has the highest minus I effect. So it is the highest in this case. Now if minus I effect is greater, now if minus I effect is greater in this case, that means it will drag the electron density, so the donor ability will decrease. So automatically this will be least basic. So this will be least basic, and some amount of minus I effect is operating first case also. But in the second case there is no question of this kind of minus H effect. So minus I effect. So what you can say that this will be the this will have the highest basicity. So it will have the highest basicity. So order is something like this, option number B. Option number B will have the orders correct order. Now moving on to our next question. Now, which is the incorrect order of nucleophilic strength? So they are basically asking what will be the nucleophilicity. Now, sulfur being larger in size, more polarizable, so this is the correct order of nucleophilicity. NH2 minus negative charge over here, more negative charge means more is the nucleophilicity, so this is also right. For this case, what you can say for option number D, this is CH2O minus, and there will be 3 bulky groups are present. So as a result of that, what you can see that it is sterically bulky, so the second one will have less nucleophilicity. So this option is also not your correct option, because this relationship is correct relationship, but in question they are asking which is the incorrect relationship. Now looking into the option number C, what you can find here, this tertiary butyl group is present, and this tertiary butyl group makes this nucleophile more bulky. So nucleophilicity decreases with steric bulk, but here what is saying that this will have greater nucleophilicity, which is incorrect. So your correct option will be this one, option number C. Option number C is your correct option. Here the incorrect one is asking. Remember, whenever you will get this kind of question, so you need to mark this term incorrect. For your rough sheet, you will write that here question number this incorrect is asking. So then you will you can easily avoid the silly mistakes. Okay, now moving on to this one. Now analyze the following reactions. Here you can see that nucleophilic attack is occurring at this carbon center, and what is happening, that what will be the correct order of the rate constant. That means they are basically asking that which will be more reactive towards nucleophile. So this is nothing but different way to ask the similar kind of question. So more the electrophilicity of this carbon center, okay, this carbon center and here this carbon center, if electrophilicity increases, now automatically the nucleophile will attack at a faster rate. Clear? So that will increase the reactivity towards nucleophile. So over here what you can see that oxygen atom has lone pair, which is donated over here. That means a plus R effect is operating, so it is decreasing the electrophilicity of the carbon atom. But here this is a minus I group, okay. So that is why what I can say that electrophilicity of the second one is greater, so the rate of second one is greater, so K2 will be the rate constant of K2, the second reaction will be greater than the first one. Now moving on to this question, what is the correct order of stability? Now look at this, these all cases there is a conjugation, but the type of conjugation is different. You should remember the order, that the order of stability is something like this. Aromatic conjugated systems are the most stable systems. Then comes linear conjugated system, Then comes your cross conjugated system, and this is much greater stable than anti-aromatic system. Now did you remember that in last class what I said, that resonance gives stability for most of the cases, not for all the cases. For anti-aromatic, conjugation is present, planarity is present, but they are least stable. Clear? So this is where the conjugation cannot bring the stability to the system. Anyway, for this question, what you need to understand, that what are the types of conjugation. This kind of system is your linear system, so linear conjugation. This is your aromatic one, and this is your crossed one, cross conjugation is there. So aromatic system is more stable than the linear, so aromatic, linear and cross. So option number D is your right answer. Okay. Now moving on to this question, that what is the correct order of electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so what will be the reactivity towards that electrophilic substitution reaction. Now over here what you need to understand, that this kind of benzene ring when reacts with electrophile, it will donate its pi electron density. So what I can say, that more and more electron density over the benzene ring, that will increase the electrophilic substitution reactivity. That means it will increase the reactivity of the this kind of reaction. So this kind of reaction mechanism is called ACAR. In my reaction mechanism class, I will make separate videos on this kind of lectures. So in case of ACER mechanism, that is substitution electrophilic aromatic. So in aromatic system, electrophilic substitution reaction is occurring. So what you need to understand, that what is actually happening in this case. So for the first molecule, okay, if you take a look at the first molecule, what you can see that over here lone pair of OH will donate. So it is nothing but acting as a plus R group, so it is pushing electron density. Now CH3 group is a plus H group, okay, and CT3 group is your also plus H group. Now plus H ability, plus H effect of CH3 is greater than CT3. So in this case, what I can say, more and more electron density can be pushed by CH3 group. So what is that order? So this will have a greater electron density on the benzene ring as compared to this one, okay, but the most electron density will be present in first one because it has plus R effect, because you know that R is more prior towards the hyperconjugation. That means resonance effect is more prior to the hyperconjugation. So from this concept, what you can see that for the first case, the benzene ring has highest electron density, then for the second one and third one. So the option number A says what the correct answer. So option number A will be your right option. Okay, now look at this. This is very interesting feature, that which bond length is greater, okay, or what will be the comparison between these bond lengths, this bond and this bond. Now over here, what you need to understand, some amount of molecular orbital concept, that if there is, it is a sigma CH bond, okay, so just opposite to this there will be a vacant sigma star CH, okay, and now lone pair is present over this nitrogen. So what will happen, this lone pair and this vacant orbital are parallel to each other, so there will be some amount of electron donation from the lone pair of nitrogen to the sigma star of CH. So that lone pair of nitrogen is present in the non-bonding orbital of nitrogen, so it is donating electron density to the sigma star of CH. Not fully donation, it is a partial donation. It is a partial donation. Now if electron density is donated to the anti-bonding orbital, it will automatically increase the bond order. So it will automatically increase the bond length, decrease the bond strength. So bond A will be greater than bond B. So bond length of A will be greater. So option number A is the right answer. Moving on to our next question. What is the correct order of the stability? Now look at this. Here fluorine exerts minus I effect. Here this group is nothing but your alkyl group, so plus I group. So plus I group will stabilize the carbocation. So this is not your correct answer. Now over here cross conjugation system is there in option number B, and here it is a linear one. Now linear one is more stable than cross, so this is not the correct option, okay, so this is not the correct option. For this case, it is a 2 pi electron system, one aromatic system, and it's a linear one. So aromatic is greater than stable than linear, so this is also not your correct answer. But over here what you can see, this is a 4 pi electron system, anti-aromatic, this is a 6 pi electron system, aromatic. Aromatic is more stable than anti-aromatic, so option number D is the right option. Now let's move on to this question, that what is the correct order of the stability of the anions. Now if you take a look at this negative charge is resonance stabilized. Here also this kind of resonance stabilized will occur, but here another double bond S double bond O is present, so this negative charge can also take part resonance with this one. So the number of resonating structure is greater in C as compared to A. So what you can say, that the stability, you know that higher the number of resonating structure, higher will be the stability. So stability of C is greater than A. Now over B, what you can see, there is a plus I effect of CH3 group which will destabilize the system. So the stability of B is even lesser than A. So what you can say, so this is the order. And now for option number D, if you compare C and D, here CH3 is there, which is a plus I group. Here CF3 is there, where is a fluorine atom. 3 fluorine atom is present. So 3 fluorine atoms will drag electron density towards itself, will exert your minus I effect. So as a result of that, it will even stabilize the system. So comparing C and D, what I can say, D has more stability, and number of resonating structure is equal for C and D, and it is even greater than A. So D is automatically more stable than A because number of resonating structure is greater. Now what I am doing that I am comparing C and D with respect to this CH3 and CF3 group. Okay, so your option number A is your correct answer, DCAB. Okay, now which bond will react faster with electrophile? This is the question. So this bond is double bond, alkene. Alkene means carbon is sp2 hybridized. In alkyne, this is a alkyne, so carbon is sp hybridized. You know that electronegativity of sp is greater than sp2. Lesser electronegative species will be more reactive towards electrophile because it has to donate electron density to the electrophile. So what I can say that bond B will react faster. So option B is your right answer. Okay, so alkene is more reactive towards electrophile as compared to alkyne. Okay. Now this question I have already discussed that in the GOC lecture series. You must watch that. So pi CC, here the pi bond of this alkene is donated to this bromine sigma star orbital. That is why this bond is getting cleaved in this case. So the pi bond is donated to the sigma star of bromine species. So in a Br2 there is a sigma bond between two bromine center. If I donate electron density to the sigma star, then automatically bond order will decrease and the bond will be weaker and bond will be cleaved. So the option number C. I have already discussed it in details, and there you can check it. What will be the structure and what will be the qualitative molecular orbitals diagram of this kind of species. So here alkene is donating electron density, so it's behaving as a nucleophile, and bromine is accepting electron density, so it's behaving as an electrophile over here. Okay, moving on to our next question. What is the correct order of pKa value? Now again what I will suggest that write the correct conjugate base structure. So for the first one, what will be the conjugate base? This is the structure of conjugate base. For the second one, this is the structure of conjugate base, and for the third one, okay. Now what I can say, these are the structures of conjugate base. Over here, this carbon atom is sp, this is sp2. Electronegativity of sp is greater than sp2. So what I can say that electronegativity of sp carbon is greater than sp2 carbon. So minus I effect of sp carbon is greater than sp2 carbon. I have already given you the list of minus I group. So from here what I can say, this will pull the electron density to some better extent. So minus I effect is greater in this case. So this will have greater stability of this conjugate base. Now for the third one, this group is your alkyl group, it's a plus I group, so it will destabilize the conjugate base. Now conjugate base stability, what I say that conjugate base stability is proportional to the acidity, and it will be inversely proportional to the pKa value. So the acidic strength I can write that A is greater than B is greater than C. So automatically the pKa value will be A lesser than B lesser than C. So that will be your option number B. This is your correct option. Okay, moving on to our last question, that what they are asking, that what is the relationship between X and Y and which one will be more basic. Now what I can say, that if I draw these structures, pH in this way, CH, this bond. Now what is happening, this bond is getting this hydrogen and this is forming C double bond, C over here, NH. This is the case. So it is something similar kind of thing you can see over here. This bond is abstracting this one and there will be C double bond C. So this kind of system is called your keto-enol tautomerism. Okay, it is a keto-enol tautomerism. In this case, what you can see, such kind of system is thing is happening. So what I can say, it is nothing but your example of tautomerization. Okay, so it is a tautomerization. So x and y are nothing but tautomers. So what I can say over here, x and y are tautomers. So it could be option number B or option number C. It's not option number D or A. So A and B, x and y are not resonating structure. Now what I can say that this nitrogen is sp nitrogen and this nitrogen is sp2 nitrogen. Now you know that sp nitrogen is more electronegative. So more electronegative will hold the electron density towards itself. So the donor ability is lesser for sp nitrogen. So from here what I can say, donor ability is greater for y. So automatically y is more basic. So x is less basic than y. So x is less basic than y. So your option number C is your right answer. Okay. So we have already solved 20 MCQs. These are very important things. Okay. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed my lecture. Please like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you. Happy learning.